men and women make resolutions. Someone's gonna eat better, someone's gonna exercise more, someone's gonna quit smoking. These sure-to-stick resolutions typically fall within the realm of health. Well, my decision to return to school has nothing but everything to do with New Year's. I graduated high school in 2007, and having gotten married over Christmas break senior year of high school, I figured I didn't need to go to college because I was already grown. Figured I had that adult thing figured out. Well, 2 years later, I was back home going through my first divorce. And at the time, I had a job working with mentally disabled adults and adolescents, and I salved the wound of that divorce with a friend from work. Oftentimes, this is referred to as a rebound, but I'm gonna call it fate, because within a month I was pregnant, and one of the best decisions I have ever made was to keep that baby. And 8 years later, everything's fantastic. But back then, I needed a shortcut. So I went to trade schools and vocational programs like aesthetics and massage and real estate. And while I have a successful career and I'm an entrepreneur, it's not enough anymore. I'm not fulfilled anymore. So I have these clients that I can't make feel better. I have someone who has tinnitus, which is constant ringing of the ears, and I have someone else who suffers from chronic low back pain due to a bulging disc. And everything that I can do is nothing compared to what I could do with more training. So that's why when this last little thing happened, my last push to come back to school came about, I listened this time. I was going through the end of a long-term relationship, and I was in that phase where you're stuck in bed with ice cream and 30 pounds gained, wondering what you did wrong. And I realized that I had become a nag. My ex-fiance was the victim of my nagging. I used to be like, don't you want to go to school and make something better of yourself? You don't want to be a waiter your whole life, do you? And then, without him there, it became clear that it was my projection of my own insecurities and my inadequacies and my feelings of complacency. So without anybody else there to point the finger at, I had no choice but to go and take my butt to the mirror and turn the finger around. So I, Sarah Livingston, in the new year of 2018, am finally coming back to pursue my doctorate. I don't know how long it's going to take, and I really don't care, because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that you listen when you get your calling. That's been my biggest lesson of all time. Is it doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you listen when you finally hear it, and make sure that it gets done. I'm going to leave y'all with that.